And welcome back to the Hotline. We are talking the 2027, not 2026, WRC regulations. Interesting stuff. So let's get into it here on rallyfish.co.uk, where they're looking at cheaper, flexible, and more competition. So that's kind of what we want. But let's have a look at what these regulations are, what it is going to mean for the WRC going forward. Excuse my crazy hair at the moment. So WRC technical regulations, it says that confirm a dynamic, flexible future. And let's be fair, they definitely need something dynamic and flexible. I mean, they're two words that they might go with the actual rally cars, but in terms of the regulations, it's definitely a no. So the bodywork is open to a huge variety of production shapes and bespoke designs. Plus, more than 50% reduction in cost compared to the current generation. Plus, open for teams and tuners to homologate a car. Plus, so far, is this too good to be true? The World Motorsport Council has today approved the technical regulations that will ensure a dynamic, flexible future. And it's talking about extensive consultation and collaboration between the WRC stakeholders. Today's confirmation of the rules, referred to as WRC 27, have been proposed and agreed by the WRC Commission, which comprises voting members from all current manufacturers, the WRC promoter, and a representative of the crews. The rules will come into effect for the 2027 season. We're not even in 2025 yet. But the plan regulation cycle will last for 10 years, and that ensures a stable platform, obviously for the manufacturers, for growing the sport. Style and substance. So flexibility is going to be central to this technical future. The automotive industry, as they're saying, is currently more diverse and dynamic than ever. Yes, in a way they are. And they're talking about the safety cell concept from this current generation is going to be refined into what is they are looking at a common design that's going to reduce essentially cost and how complicated they are, which, as we said, is a massive plus. And it's going to allow the bodywork from as I'm reading, from any production car to be fitted over this safety cell, which I think is, although part of me would rather the teams and the manufacturers design the safety cells, because like in Formula One, you have crash tests that they have to pass, etc. When the teams all design their own cars. At least from this point, they know what their safety cell is capable of. So at least that's consistent. But the selfish part of me would like them. But then that would make it more expensive. So I kind of get why they're doing this. Meaning that hatchbacks could conveniently compete against saloons, SUVs, and there's even a possibility for bespoke rally concept designs to take the stages. And they've also talked about this built-in cost saving. Cost control has been identified by the stakeholders. As we know, that is an issue. On participation at the top level category. And this is something I'm quite excited about. The costs are going to be, and therefore 2027 costs, I think this is for the cars, it's going to be capped at €345,000. Currently, they're like double that, and some of them nearly reaching $1 million. It's crazy. And the cost savings are going to be achieved through component cost specifications rather than financial regulations. There will also be savings in the technical designs of certain components that will make them more durable over the course of a rally. That's not bad. In addition, reducing the cost of the cars themselves, running costs for the teams are set to be reduced. Oh, that's annoying. By limiting personnel, reducing logistics, transport costs, increasing the use of local facilities. I like that. And increasing data to offsite engineering. Powertrains of the future. Now, this is the one that may be controversial for some, so let's get into it. The regulations confirmed today not only provide for what is a variety of bodywork, but powertrains is the word of the day, I think, and this is one of the most important things as well. So as we know, the WRC, they're pioneers of sustainable fueled motorsport. You wouldn't know, though, because since 2022, it's hardly appeared on any marketing or advertising, and their obsession with hybrid has, though. But yeah, it's just crazy. I remember talking about it with Chris. This is such an amazing thing they've done. But some people, especially the casual viewer, are like, "What? They do that?" So 2027 regulation, there's built-in freedom between sustainable fueled internal combustion engines, hybrid powertrains, or fully electric solutions. The initial target is for competitors to utilise sustainable fueled ICE for 2027, with diversification including hybrid systems or fully electronic technologies that could be introduced at a later stage. And this is a reflection on the current automotive landscape. Although lots of people are arguing that electric vehicles potentially are not the future. Now, if we're looking at kind of like a equal opportunity stage. You know, like where everything is even. No one gets an advantage or disadvantage in terms of no one's punished for what they do. As far as I'm aware, the electric powertrains are going to be a lot heavier than the combustion engines, for example, which would be a lot lighter. So I'm not sure what they're going to do there. But they're saying this is a reflection of the current automotive landscape. Yes, you do have all these different futures. I personally think the future might be hydrogen, but I think we're a tiny bit away from that, and that's something that even the touring cars are looking for. But the regulations are approved by the World Motorsport Council, lay the groundwork for the potential crossover between the Rally Championship and the Rally Cross. While it would still require further approvals and updates, the rules set the stage for a manufacturer or team to run, this is quite exciting, concurrent programs, potentially different powertrains catering for the specific needs of the championship. The president, Mohammed bin Salim, said the regulations that we've approved today are critical to the long-term growth of the Rally Championship. Yes, they are. In a way, they lay the foundation for an exciting future with a focus on cost containment, sustainability. We all love that. They all love that word, don't they? And growing participation at the top level of rallying. I think, yeah, it's kind of got a, it's got a point. Solberg said, Pernilla Solberg, I would like to thank all the commissioner members. We set some clear objectives based on what the competitors, organisers and fans, yes, fans are telling us why. Well, it's so important that you involve the fans to a certain extent, because rally would be nowhere without its fans. And there's and they are some of those passionate fans in the world when you see them, and some of the conditions they have to put up with. I mean, you take your nice covered grandstands and with your $500, $700 pounds a ticket, but they're hardcore. They're as hardcore as the same people that obviously watch, track days, and they don't have the grandstand. They get there at 6 o'clock in the morning. They stay there. They find their pitch. Just like rally, the hardcore of the hardcore. And she's given the WRC flexibility to remain relevant regardless of the shifting automotive landscape. Even some of the team bosses have got there, but yeah, Latvala does raise key concerns. WRC Rising Star reveals the reason for switching to Hyundai's team. No. Yari Matti Latvala raises key concerns. Team bosses react to major WRC announcements on the future of this championship. The decision makes a significant step forward, and I think overall it's really good. And at the heart of the new cars, as we know, a standardised safety cell. But what does Latvala say? Well, he expressed concerns during last weekend's Monza rally, stating the cap might be too low. He reiterated his position. He said, "We believe the main headlines of draft regulations are well formulated and heading in the correct direction. We still believe there is an important work to do in order to finalise and improve some of the details, but at this stage it is totally normal." Hyundai team principal said it's always positive for manufacturers to have a long-term roadmap. Yep. The question, the minute I read that, is Hyundai going to be there for the long term? But anyway, a long-term roadmap for the championship that we can assess and improve altogether, he says. We need to have new entries, more, yes we do, more teams, yes we do, and drivers, yes we do, competing at the top level. And these regulations will encourage it, I think it will. It will allow us to give more young drivers a chance, which is, desperately need that. We're getting that next year, though, which is essential for the long-term success of the sport. And it's also really important that we make the WRC more affordable. It very much is. So yeah, I think that's quite interesting. I'm quite happy with those regulations. I'm excited to see where it goes for. I think those regulations are a lot better than they are worse, but they're 2 years. They are 2 years away. I'm sure they need yet to be refined, let's say. And I'm sure when it comes to things like the cost cap, that's exactly what they'll be. Refined. So if you made it to the end, you are a WRC champion. If you're not, please give us a subscribe. It does make a difference. Even liking it makes a difference. It's all about that algorithm, right? So they say, or the audience, let's say. Thank you so much for everyone that's been subscribing of late. We are now, over 2,000, which is absolutely amazing. I didn't even think I'd make 1,000, but we did 1,000 earlier this year. I think May we did that. So I really, really appreciate it. And when you comment, I do read all the comments and I try to get to as many as I can. That's enough for me. Stay safe and speak to you soon.